So I thought I'd quickly jump on this one because I'm getting a lot of comments about this. It's starting to get on my nerves a little bit because obviously in a 3-minute video you're not going to get the whole reason for why the video has been taken, this, that and the other, and to be fair I should have explained it a lot better, but I didn't. So when we got to the guest house, which was advertised as a private guest house with a private bedroom, private bathroom, it didn't want to say that it was a shared accommodation, didn't say that it was a hostel, anything like that. So we told the host bloke that we'd be there between 12 and 2 to check in, and he was like, yeah, that's fine, no worries. So we get there at 12 or 10 to 12 and we stayed there for over 2 hours and nobody came to let us in. He left a little sign saying, yeah, I've gone out, try ringing me. So we rang all 3 different numbers, which ended up costing us a fortune as well, with obviously overseas charges, and he didn't reply. Even the locals, who were super lovely, tried helping us get in contact with him, and he just wasn't having any of it. So we were like, shit, like, what are we gonna do? Also wasn't as described at all. Like, the place was not how it was described at all. And then one of the tenants saw us outside, tried getting in contact with him, he didn't answer, so then they tried letting us in, and I was like, oh, so are you guys checking out? And they were like, no, we're here for another few days. And then that's when we twigged that it was actually a hostel and a shared accommodation, which the people were lovely. If I'm completely honest, it's just not my cup of tea. There weren't any locks on the doors, and I'm sure they were really, really lovely people, and I don't mean to prejudge, that wasn't for me, and it wasn't as advertised. So we ended up having to look for somewhere else, and I'll quickly chuck in a conversation with the owner so you guys don't think I'm full of shit. This is my text because the geezer started messaging us, I think 4 hours after we tried ringing him, just stating that, where are you? And we were like, well, we were there for over 2 hours, like, you weren't there. So that's sat there. As us proving to him that we'd been ringing him, and then he was like, oh, sorry, I actually did miss your calls. And then he tried saying that he was at the house at 12 p.m. when he wasn't. We were there for 2 hours and he was not there at all, and even the locals were like, we don't know where he is, he's not here. I just thought I'd do a little rundown on that, because one thing I hate is being called a liar, being called a bullshitter, and people thinking I'm a snob. I mean, I'm probably a little bit, but I mean, I've stayed in guest houses before, I've stayed in hostels before, but they were safer hostels. I think as a young girl, although I had Ollie with me, if you don't feel safe, you don't feel safe. Like, it is what it is, you shouldn't have to justify your reasons. But yeah, that was the kind of the rundown. But thought I'd quickly chuck that on there so people can stop throwing accusations like that around.